Philippine Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri joins us now on the line. He's going to tell us more about the resolution on the franchise renewal or the extension of the franchise despite the renewal not getting resolved still. Senator Zubiri, thank you for taking our call. Welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you very much, Carmina. Sorry for the delay on my interview. I was just chairing another committee, but
no
thank
worries.
you for having me.
No worries, no worries. Glad to have you join us on the show. First of all, did you talk about all this? Did you all talk about this together with 4 of your colleagues, that all 5 of you will file all at the same time?
Yes, actually, we have a prepared resolution already. We're routing it amongst our members. But there are several other senators that have signified to sign in. Of course, we have earlier on the day, Senator Lito Lapid also said that he would be part of the resolution, and several others. So we're going to open it to our other colleagues on the floor later for those who want to co-author the resolution. And hopefully, once it's filed, we'll be able to take up this resolution by tomorrow, latest by Wednesday. This is a concurrent resolution. And the title of the resolution is simply allowing Abs-Cbn to operate pending the final determination of the renewal of its franchise by the 18th Congress through the issuance of the appropriate provisional authority by the National Telecommunications Commission, Carmina.
Now, earlier, Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon filed both a joint and a concurrent resolution to extend the franchise of the media giant. And now this. The question now is, what added value do you think will this concurrent resolution have to the extension of the franchise despite its renewal not being resolved yet? Senator.
Well, the concurrent resolution is a sense of the Senate requesting a particular agency, this NTC, to come up with a provisional authority. You know, Carmina, when I was in Congress, when I was a congressman, I headed the franchise committee, legislative franchise committee, for 6 years, for 2 terms. So I know for a fact that the NTC grants provisional authority to pending franchise applicants, particularly those who have existing franchises and are about to expire. They're very lax about it. They don't want people to close up shop and lose jobs, and of course lose their programs. As far as I'm concerned, being a former chairman of the Committee on Legislative Franchises, it is allowed, it is a practice by the National Telecommunications Commission, or unless the franchise is actually rejected. If the franchise is rejected, that's a different story. But if it's pending in Congress, an application, then definitely they should be given that chance to have a provisional authority to operate while their franchise is pending and deliberated on. And so that is the sense that we would like to pass, hopefully in the next 2 days. It's a concurrent resolution, Termina, because a joint resolution is similar to a law. When the joint resolution, we have to read it on first reading, you have to have a public hearing on that, and then eventually you will have to have a committee report. It has to be read on second reading and third reading. My worry is we don't have much time. If you're looking at the timeline, we only have 2 weeks of work left, which is this week and next week.
Correct.
And so we're filing a concurrent resolution, which is the sense of the Senate, asking the National Telecommunications Commission to heed the call for provisional authority.
Is it a worry?
I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, is it a worry as well, Mr. Senator, that the NTC will not grant your request?
Well, I'm not sure what the NTC would be doing. That's a separate branch of government. That's the executive. But again, we can point out, similarly situated franchise applications who are granted provisional authority. So in other words, it would be quite, I wouldn't say irregular, but I would say probably improper that they wouldn't be granting a provisional authority when they do. And they have been granting provisional authorities on certain franchise applicants who have not been given their franchises and their expiration, or their franchises have actually expired. So, with in law, there's it should be an equality clause where you give a let's say a provisional franchise for one, you should be giving provisional franchise for the others. If they do that, then they should do it for all. In other words, they should make it a policy of theirs. But fortunately, they have been granting provisional authorities on franchises that have still pending applications with Congress. and their franchise have actually expired. So it's been a practice. So we're hoping that they can continue this for the ABS-CBN franchise as well, until, of course, there is already an agreement or there's already an outcome within Congress on the issuance of their franchise.
Now, what kind of an effect, talking about the lower house, what kind of an effect do you think will this concurrent resolution have as the lower house prepares to tackle the renewal, Senator Zubiri?
Well, in fairness to the Speaker Alan Cayetano, I believe he wrote already in the National Telecommunications Commission, together with the chairman of the Committee on Franchise, Chairman Alvarez, to grant the provisional authority. I just don't know. That's a letter coming from the Speaker and a letter coming from the chairman of the legislative franchises. What we're doing here, the Senate is taking it a step further, which is basically the sense of the Senate, with the majority of the members voting on it hopefully by Tuesday, tomorrow, or Wednesday, which I think will be a bit more weight than just a mere letter. And hopefully it'll give additional weight to the NTC to provide the provisional authority to ABS-CBN. I think what we're just trying to put on record here, that it has been done. There's precedence on this with the National Telecommunications Commission. So what we're just trying to say is allow at least fairness in terms of dealing with the franchise, particularly ABS-CBN. Any other franchise holder that will go through the same problem wherein their franchise is going to lapse or expire, they can always go to us, and we can also do the same for them. We can ask the NTC to provide them the provisional authority to operate because of the precedence that the NTC has done already in the past.
Well, Senator, finally, I mean, you mentioned your former colleague there, now House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano. Let's talk about him for a moment now. What do you think? What can you say about these supposed threats to oust him as House Speaker? I mean, you've heard the reports, this issue supposedly being used to oust him as Speaker of the House. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't really want to comment on out of interparliamentary courtesy, Carmina, on the issue of the House of Representatives. Senator Cayetano, former Speaker Cayetano, is a good friend of mine. So is the other side, Congressman Velasco is a good friend of mine. I would like to leave that decision to the members of the House of Representatives. And what is important at hand is basically the issue, which is the franchise, and of course, other pending issues in Congress that we're tackling, Carmina. I'd rather not comment on that. Thank you.
Fair enough. I'm going to take that. Thanks again. Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri there joining us on the line. Appreciate you taking our call. Take care.